Next, we're working on dismantling of the handlebars and controls. From what I can read, the first thing we should be doing is removing the components here that will release the handles. I think I read the wiring goes underneath, behind the headlight. They look like just a couple of Phillips or JIS headed screws, 2 on each side. Okay, I've just removed this top cover. Only thing of interest was these are not the same size. I'm not sure if that's by design or not. On this side, the screws are the same size, but there is something still between the turn indicator, the wiring doesn't release, so there's something I'm not reading yet about removing that. Okay, next in here you can see where the cable comes up through here and then locks in there, so that will have to come out and the grip will come off. When in doubt, look it up. So I just read, once you've got this removed, the next is to disconnect all the cables, throttle cable, brake cable, clutch cables, and then you actually remove the handlebars. Actually, before that, remove the headlight. Behind the headlight is the wiring that runs through the handlebars for both sides. You disconnect it in here, then remove the handlebars. The wiring comes out with the handlebars, everything's still attached. Just all the cables have to be off. All right, to remove clutch cable, took out the bolt that holds the handle, so that way you can rotate it to the point where the cable gets to that opening, and you should be able to pop that out. I'm gonna need 2 hands. All right, finally got this out of the handle. You can see the actual cables are cut, made it very difficult. And by the way, that was the way I got it. So next, you can just loosen this from the bracket and then force those wires, that cable, through that opening here. Again, I'm gonna use 2 hands. All right, that's out. Looks pretty. I've already got new cables, so same process on this side, just a little different. So we're gonna disconnect the throttle cable here. It will pull it all the way down through there. This has starter button wires still in here. We'll take this handle off from here and then back that cable out, rotating this, and we should be done with that part. Then take off the actual handlebars. Oh, actually, I'm sorry. Remove the headlight, disconnect the wires, then take off the handlebars. Okay, to get the cable off of this housing, it needs to rotate, but obviously these wires will keep it in there. And there's a little flathead screw in there. It looks like retaining the starter button. I believe you take that screw out, and this should disconnect from this. Okay, just noticed something. We see a red, blue, and green wire for the light, and that blue wire should be soldered over there. So that's possibly why the headlights wouldn't turn on after I charged the battery. Just some interesting things to note on the headlight removal. There is one nut screw holding it in. This flathead is actually the up-down adjuster for the angle of the beam. And then there is this little upper clip. So you have to come down on top of that. And then lock it. Other than that, easy to come out. Now you go through this mess and disconnect the wires leading to the starter button and the wires leading to the headlight beam and horn. Alright, just some detail on the clutch cable. It actually exits through the front forks here and then goes through the skeleton of the frame out to the clutch. Just removed throttle cable. Exit this frame here down to the carburetor. Everything, this proceeds along the left side, goes around the neck, and then out this hole on the other side. You can see this is the front brake cable, and it too comes down out of the left side through that fastener behind that fastener and there.
What are you doing? Scanning.
Okay, I removed the speedometer housing so it's easier to identify. These are the two that go through the handlebars. Coming down this end, the larger one has several connections. This goes to headlights. This green wire goes to this joint dual connector. One is to the neutral light. It's this little offshoot. The other single green wire goes to the ignition. And then this one goes to this yellow and red wire, single connector to yellow and red off the main wiring harness. So should be able to unplug those two wires and remove the handlebars with the wires still in them. The handlebars are about to be removed. 4 bolts holding it down. The only thing worth mentioning is they are different lengths. Short ones in front, longer ones in back. This is all that holds that down. You'll notice this way you can't put them on differently. Fits in that channel. Lift this off. You can see the wires have to be fed through. So you can see. So I'm going to go feed those wires through. And voila. Wires are through. very narrow fit, so definitely a two-hand job to get both of these out. And then this plate just comes apart.